welcome back everybody. I hope you guys have all been well. This is another video of us rating every single Pokemon pack that's ever been created. Today's episode is absolutely crazy. We have not one, not two, but 11 different sets that we are going to grade. Guys, if you like this type of video, hit the like button, leave a comment which set you are most excited to see me grade, and hit that subscribe button. Without further ado, let's get into it. All right, and we're back. I know I said 11, it's actually 16, so part of my mistake, but we are doing the EX series. So let me you see the EX series right there, which I'm super stoked for. So I'm going to go off, tell you every single set that we got, and then we're going to hop right into it. So we are starting off with the first set with the EX Ruby and Sapphire, EX Sandstorm, EX Dragon, EX Team Magma versus Team Aqua, EX Hidden Legends, EX Fire Red and Leaf Green, EX Team Rocket Returns, EX Deoxys, EX Emerald, EX Unseen Forces, EX Delta Species, EX Legend Maker, EX Holland Phantoms, EX Crystal Guardians, EX Dragon Frontiers, and EX Power Keepers. So those are the 16 sets, and without further ado, we're going to hop right into it. So first set that we are going to start off with is Ruby and Sapphire. So I just want to preface and say I have not opened up any of these sets. And so I hope one day that I'll be able to be in a spot to open them. But I believe I have opened up EX Ruby and Sapphire. This might have been the first set I've ever started with. So we have the Sceptile artwork, we got the Mightyena, you got the Lairon, and then you have the Manectric. So I like the blue and red. I think it's a sweet entourage to Ruby and Sapphire. Personally, though, I would one of my favorite starters is Sceptile. Honestly, this whole line is one of my favorites. So Sceptile goes number one for me, and then I personally would take Mightyena. I think Mightyena looks cooler, but in actual gameplay, I'd probably take Manectric. And then I would take Lairon right here and then Manectric last. So I'm going to start off with EX Ruby and Sapphire. With the Sceptile artwork. Okay. All right, number two, second set, we have EX Sandstorm. So EX Sandstorm, absolute crazy set. I have opened this one once. Didn't pull anything crazy from it, but nonetheless, we have opened it. Super fun. I personally love the Shiftry artwork. That one's going to be number one for me. Following that one up, I would probably say Dusclops. I like Dusclops as a Pokemon. I think it looks cool in this artwork. And then I would probably go Sapphire and Goose, personally. But I'm not going to criticize or critique if you want it the other way. I mean, it can go either way. So I would take EX Sandstorm after Sceptile. So EX Sandstorm, Shiftry is my number one. But then EX Ruby and Sapphire is still right above it. So, all right, continuing on, we got EX Dragon. And I think some of these Japanese packs are absolutely stunning. My computer is overheating a little bit, so I do apologize if there's any delays. There's a lot of ads. You know, we are in the process of being upgraded, you know. Okay, so EX Dragon, we got Absol, we got Latios, and their Rayquaza. I like the dynamic. I think this is one of the first times you see it change in the color art. Personally, I love the Rayquaza. Rayquaza is one of my favorite Pokemons. Obviously, my childhood, I call it Rayquaza, and I go back and forth. Rayquaza is just a little bit easier to say at this current moment. I developed a lisp over time, and so I struggle a little bit saying my S's, and so Rayquaza is a little bit easier than Rayquaza. So anyway, I would go Rayquaza first, and then I personally would take Latios, then Latios, but I think they are honestly on the same tier. So I would say tied second, both Latios and Latios, and then Absol following it up. But I think the Rayquaza pack beats out the Sceptile. So we got EX Dragon with the Rayquaza artwork over the other two so far. Okay. We got pack number 4, which is Team Magma versus Team Aqua. This one's real fun too. Like I said, I think this is the transition from when artworks were all the same with just a different Pokemon to now you get a variation in backgrounds, variation in Pokemon and their coloring, and I think that's really neat. So we have the Houndoom artwork, we got the Aggron, Sharpedo, and Walrein with the Japanese one down below, featuring Cacturne and Ash Haddon. What was his name? Torkoal. Those two Pokemon. Personally, I love Houndoom, but I think in this one, I'm going to take Aggron, which is kind of a sleeper pick for me because as a kid, I would have strayed away from Aggron. But I think Aggron goes number 1 for me. And then I would still take Houndoom, then Sharpedo, and then Walrein. I'm trying to think of, I forget what generation this is, whether it's Gen 3 or Gen 4. But I think just in terms of the Pokemon, I would have liked to see it different for the water type at least. And I would take the Aggron over Sceptile, but not over the Rayquaza. So EX Team Magma versus Team Aqua. I'm taking the Aggron. So Aggron goes second. So first is EX Dragon, then EX Team Magma versus Team Aqua, EX Ruby and Sapphire, and then EX Shiftry, or EX Sandstorm with a Shiftry so far. Okay, next pack artwork is gonna be EX Hidden Legends. So this is featuring all the Reggie. You got Reggie Rock, Reggie Steel, Reggie Ice, which is kind of funny that they look realistic. I think that was the vibe they're going for. Personally, it's not my favorite look for them. And I think in terms of the artworks, I think they're okay. Not my favorite. And it might be because I'm a little biased and the Reggies aren't really my favorite, but I do love Metagross. And so Metagross easily takes EX Hidden Legends for me. And I would have EX Hidden Legends Metagross itself over Aggron, but still underneath the Rayquaza. So looking through it, it would go Metagross for my number 1. Then I'd go Reggie Ice, number 2. And then I kind of like how Reggie Rock looks a little more sinister looking. I would take that one, number 3, and then Reggie Steel, number 4. I just think they themselves as Pokemon are kind of, like, the concept is cool. The idea of the lore, especially in the gameplay of how you get the Reggies is really neat. I just don't personally like the design. I think they're a little bulky. And yeah, so they just look a little goofy. And so, but I do like the Japanese artwork of this one. So let me add EX Hidden Legends below EX Dragon. I apologize. I have to keep a list on this one. The other ones I was able to rattle off the top of my head, but I think there's so much going on in all these sets that it's a little tougher. So this one is one of my favorites. And I had seen a little preview because obviously I'm down at the bottom and I still don't know which one I like the most. I can tell you 1 and 2 are between Pikachu and Charizard. And again, I'm sorry, Venusaur and any grass Pokemon lovers. Venusaur is last again, making Blastoise number 3. But I think Blastoise in the original series ended up taking first for me in the base set packs. But personally, I love the Pikachu in this one. I think the Pikachu looks like he looks bigger than he is, and he looks like the type of opponent that you would try to avoid. So I think I go Pikachu number 1, Charizard number 2, Blastoise number 3, Venusaur number 4. And I'm putting Pikachu, EX Fire Red and Leaf Green over EX Dragon. And that might be controversial, but yeah, I just love this design. I think it's stunning. And nothing against EX Dragon. Had a great run, but yeah, I'm taking the Pikachu artwork. So next one, we are going into EX Team Rocket Returns, I believe. Yep, EX Team Rocket Returns. These artworks arguably all could be number 1 in my opinion. I'll tell you right now, number 4 is Scyther. And no hate against Scyther. Scyther did win in the original series, but just in terms of the other 3, you get the Team Rocket with the Gyarados, the Mewtwo, and then obviously the Tyranitar. They look amazing. The Gyarados, I love the look of it. The Tyranitar looks sinister. But I think personally, and to all my Mewtwo lovers, Mewtwo takes this on. It goes Mewtwo for me, then Tyranitar, then Gyarados, and Scyther. And it's kind of funny because 2 of those 4 Pokemon I consistently have in my rotation when I play the games. But in terms of overall ranking, I think I have. Oh, I don't know. You guys let me know down in the comments. Who would you choose? Would you take the Pikachu from EX Fire Red Leaf Green, or would you take the Mewtwo from Team Rocket Returns? I think at this current moment, I think I take the Pikachu over it, but that could change before the video is complete. But let me get that written down. So just an update on the list so you guys are all aware. We have Pikachu, Mewtwo, Rayquaza, Metagross, Aggron, Sceptile, and Shiftry. So we are about halfway through. Pikachu being EX Fire Red Leaf Green, then Team Rocket Returns, EX Dragon, EX Hidden Legends, Team Magma versus Team Aqua, Ruby and Sapphire, and Sandstorm. In that order. So now we are going into EX Deoxys. I have opened this set as well. I love this one. I wish I could tell you guys all the different forms, which, I mean, luckily enough, they list them right here, but off the top of my head, I wouldn't have been able to. You get the Rayquaza, which I love this one. You get the English Deoxys normal form. You get the attack form, and then you get the English Deoxys defense form. And then it looks like a little rocket ship, the one from the Avengers movie that the Star-Lord uses. Kind of funny. So, personally, I hate the design of the defense, and I get it's supposed to be big and bulky, but not my favorite. So, unfortunately, the EX Deoxys defense form pack goes number 4 for me. And then say number 3 is the English Deoxys normal form pack, and I love Rayquaza. Rayquaza is always one of my favorite Pokemon, but I think in this one, That stays true. I'm taking the Rayquaza, and this one is going above the EX Dragon Rayquaza, but below EX Team Rocket Returns Mewtwo. So, EX Deoxys Rayquaza, which puts them kind of back to back, honestly. The EX Deoxys and EX Dragon being 3 and 4 at this current moment. So, honestly, great pack art though. So, all right. So for this next pack, we got EX Emerald, and this one is arguably one of my favorite arts ever. Like this would be top 7, top 8. Okay, that's what we're gonna say. I can't remember off the top. Just in the set of 4 though, I think they all look awesome. You got the Kyogre, you get the Groudon, you get the Rayquaza, and then you get the English Deoxys Speed form. I'm gonna say it, Deoxys Speed form goes number 4 for me. Nothing against it, just these other 3 are far better in my opinion. Then I would say Rayquaza, and this one is number 3. I think he looks a little derpy with the teeth, and just the design on it. And as much love as I love Kyogre, I think Groudon takes this one for me. I'm not a big fan of the whale on the beach look that it's giving. But yeah, I think EX Emerald, phenomenal artworks all around. But the Groudon one takes it for me. And this one I would put above Team Rocket Return Mewtwo, putting it in second place. So EX Emerald, Groudon in number 2. So guys, the list is coming along. Let me know down below if you already hate my list, you know. Okay, next one, EX Unseen Forces. Love this set. I have opened this set before, and I love this one. I love the Pokemon on this one. I don't necessarily love the design. You get the Moonbreon, you know, before it was ever considered the Moonbreon. You get Typhlosion, Steelix, and Raikou. Number 1 for me is Umbreon in this one, and I don't think it's close. I think that one makes the most sense between all the other Pokemon. Steelix is number 4. Then I would do Raikou number 2, and then Typhlosion number 3. But in terms of the actual art, honestly, I think it's a little bit better than EX Hidden Legends. So I have the Metagross at 6, which now puts EX Unseen Forces at 6. And I hate to do it because I love the set itself. I love the Lugia from the set. It's one of my favorite cards. And then the different gold stars in it is super solid. But yeah, I just think in terms of the artworks they're going for, I don't think it hits as much as other sets or other pack arts in this set. So, all right, continuing on, we have EX Delta Species. EX Delta Species, absolutely phenomenal set. Hopefully my internet doesn't cut out. In the case it does, we're gonna let it sit there, buffer, check EX Legend Maker. All right, and we're back. So we are on EX Delta Species. So EX Delta Species features the Flareon, Dragonite, Salamence, and Metagross. All of them look so amazing. Unfortunately, number 4 for me, and this might get some flack, is gonna be the Flareon. I think it looks super cool, but personally, I would still take one of the other 3 above it. Number 3 for me is gonna be Metagross. Number 2 is gonna be Dragonite, and then number 1 is gonna be Salamence. I think the number 1 Salamence looks absolutely solid, and I think I would put this one above the Umbreon from Unseen Forces, but not above the EX Dragon Rayquaza. Which is okay. EX Delta Species. Okay. Continuing on, we have EX Legend Maker. I was super close to opening this pack at a card show. Absolutely stunning. I love all four of these. Clear winner for me here, though, is Mew. Mew looks just so itty bitty baby. I love the Japanese of this one, though, too. I would think Mew number 1, then Arcanine number 2, Aerodactyl number 3, and English Bayonet number 4. And this one probably goes. It might go above EX Team Rocket Returns for me, but below EX Emerald Groudon. So, EX Legend Maker Mew. So this one's number 3 so far. We got 4 more to go. So number 4 is Holland Phantoms, which I like. I like 3 of the 4. I'm not a big fan of the Zingoose one. He looks fine. This one is going to be pretty controversial for a lot of people because my number 1 is going to be Kabutops. I don't know what it is, but Kabutops always looks super cool in the arts that Pokemon gives them. And I love, again, you guys know I love Gyarados. You guys know I love Mewtwo. But I think the Kabutops takes it for me. And then I would go Gyarados number 2 and then Mewtwo number 3. And then this one goes above EX Deoxys Rayquaza. Personally, I'm not a huge fan of the Mewtwo in this one either. He looks just a little too cartoony for me. Like, he looks so small, where you obviously know that that Mewtwo is big. So, EX Holland Phantoms goes number 5 with the Kabutops artwork. Okay. All right, we have this one. Is very hard to do because I love all of the artworks personally, but it's so hard to decide and choose which ones I like above another. I unfortunately have to put Delcatty number 4 and Jirachi number 3, and it's a toss-up between the Blaziken and the Charizard. I mentioned earlier that Sceptile and starters from this generation are some of my favorites, and that's no, exclusion to Blaziken. Blaziken looks absolutely stunning with the fire, the red with it looks, they did a phenomenal job. Well, unfortunately, I think I gotta let a little Charizard fanboy come out. I think him breaking through, you get the little glass breaker artwork, and then having him poke through, he just looks so cool. And I think this one personally is number 1, and it goes above EX Fire Red and Leaf Green Pikachu. So EX Crystal Guardians Charizard. And let me know down below. You guys might disagree, but I think, personally, I really like this artwork. All right. EX Dragon Frontiers. So I think that they had a really cool concept where they wanted to combine 2 different Pokemon. You see the Nidoking and the Arbok in there. You see the Tyranitar and the Tropius. You see the Salamence and the Dragonair. And then you get the Latias and Latios. And I like all, if not maybe not the Arbok in terms of Pokemon. So personally, Nidoking goes number 4 for me, which is fine. Still a cool artwork. Then number 3, and I know I'm gonna hurt a lot of Tyranitar fans, myself included. Tyranitar goes number 3 here. It's just a little bulky. It's not my favorite artwork from it. Then it comes down to the Salamence and the Latias. And I feel bad because Latios and Latios, they get a lot of artworks. They look phenomenal on every single one of them. Fortunately, it's going to come number 2. Salamence and Dragonair take it from me here. And it might be because Dragonair might be my favorite mid-stage Pokemon. I love Tyranitar. Favorite Pokemon. I don't like the artwork on here. But Dragonair it's always one of my favorite Pokemons to play with in Gen 1. And I think I put this one... I think it goes above EX Team Rocket Returns, but below EX Legend Maker. So this one is number 4 or number 5. So EX Dragon Frontiers. And then it's Salamence and... And that leaves our very last one, being EX Power Keepers. And I'm not gonna lie, this is gonna be the last one. I am not a fan of any of the artworks here. Like, I think it barely beats out Sandstorm, but not by much. You get the Raichu, you get the Aggron, you get the Absol, and you get the Walrein. And I like the design or the idea of what they were trying to go for, where they're trying to emphasize attacking moves, but I just don't think they captured it that great. Personally, I would take number 1 being the Absol pack. Number 2 is going to be Aggron. Number 3 is going to be Walrein, and number 4 is going to be Raichu. And yeah, it goes barely above. It goes right above Sandstorm. Unfortunately, I think this is still a great set, but again, I don't think they executed the way that they were intended. So let me rerun down the order for you. So in last place, we got EX Sandstorm, Shiftry. Again, they had the same design in the background, but changed up the Pokemon. It was fine, nothing against Sandstorm. Okay. Then following that up, we got EX Power Keepers, which, great set. Again, just not a fan of the artworks. Then we got EX Ruby and Sapphire with the Sceptile artwork. Number 4 being EX Team Rocket Team Magma versus Team Aqua. I apologize. And this was the Aggron. Then we had EX Hidden Legends with the Metagross right in here. Then we had EX Unseen Forces with the Umbreon, first move Umbreon. And then we had EX Delta Species with the Salamence on it, which, again, we're starting to get more and more. Looking at it, I think I would move maybe this into number 3 and Metagross to number 4. Dragonite's still number 2 for me. Then we have EX Dragon, which I love this one. I just think it gives like old school, like Chinese artwork, just like stuff that you see on like tapestries, which I think is absolutely beautiful. So I love that Rayquaza. And then we go the EX Deoxys Rayquaza, and it looks like it's ready for business, And then following that up, we got the Holland Phantoms Kabutops. Yeah, that one's the right choice. I think that one's really cool. The Kabutops is, it just looks cool on this one. Then you get the EX Team Rocket Returns Mewtwo. And this one is number 6. Yeah, the Mewtwo does look super cool. It's super sinister. It looks like almost a Mewtwo, the one from Shining Legends before it was the Mewtwo. Then we have Dragon Frontiers, Salamence and Dragonair. And I really like this. I think I like the dynamic of the two Pokemons. I like the little different details that they included with the color scheming. Then we have EX Legend Maker with the Mew, and I just think the Mew looks really cute in this one. Then we have EX Emerald, and this one was the Groudon, and the Groudon's absolutely stunning. I just like the design and the details that they included with the rock flying up from his foot stepping. Then you get the Pikachu from Fire Red and Leaf Green. Again, I think he looks super cool. And then to round it all off, you get the Charizard from Crystal Guardians, which if I had to give it a 2, the Blaziken would probably go above the Pikachu, maybe below it, but we're only rating number 1s, and the Charizard is fantastic. And I think that whole, all 4 of these just go crazy. So, yeah. Alrighty, you guys. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I hope you guys liked it. That one was a doozy to get through. 16 sets in the EX era. I mean, number 1 being the Crystal Guardians. Super fun. I really hope we can open it one day. I know those packs are very expensive, so maybe not. But I appreciate you guys all watching. If you guys like the series and you like this content, consider clicking on one of these 2 videos to stay tuned. And hit the like button and subscribe. I appreciate you guys all for watching. I hope you all have a blessed day. Catch you in the next one. Cheers.